Hello, students. This is Principal Jason Horn. I am doing this new orientation video for our students who will be starting in the spring of 2016. I like to make new videos just to keep it fresh. So, this is our website, TennesseeOnlinePublicSchool.org or tops.btcs.org if you like it a little bit shorter and simpler. And you can see the home page here. You have a few options, and we're going to look at email, we're going to look at Canvas, but we're going to browse the website first so you can see where to find things. First of all, if you scroll down on the home page, you have our school information here on the left, including our phone number, fax number, address, ACT number. You've got a calendar over here. It talks about our curriculum here. Some frequently asked questions, suggested software, my announcements are here, and you've already done enrollment. You don't have to do that ever again. Some different things about our accreditation down here, and some other links such as social media and that sort of thing. If you click on students, that's another place you probably should go pretty often. Our handbooks here. A thing for new students is here, and I'll post this orientation there as well. Testing, all the information about testing is there. In addition to, you'll have guidance. If you need help, if you want to know about service or MOOCs, I'll talk about those later. You've got clubs and graduation and that sort of thing. If you click on parents, your parents should know that there is a parent guide, and there are interventions, Power School, and some help videos for parents that are posted in here, discipline policies, advice. Let's click on advice because it's got some good information. If you want to be successful, we've done, this is our 4th year of being a school, so we've kind of been able to figure out what helps students and what doesn't. First of all, you need to have a quiet workspace, stable computer and internet. Parents need to check and see what you're doing and make sure that you're doing what you're supposed to do. You need to ask questions to the teacher. Get involved in discussions and student Facebook page and also the lunchroom, which I'll show you. You need to watch daily announcements, join the parent Facebook page if you're a parent, and then contact us as soon as an issue arises, and that way we can help you sort it out. First thing I want to show you is email. If you click the email link, it's going to take you to your email, which you'll be receiving that login, hopefully, probably with the same email that you received this video. And it's Gmail, but we have our own domain, and so your email will be your last name and first initial at TennesseeOnlinePublicSchool.org. So not only do you have email, you've got chat down here, you've got Google Drive, which you have unlimited access to, and it's cloud-based, so you should never ever lose anything, any file. As a matter of fact, you can, instead of using Microsoft Word, you can go in here and do a Google Docs. So I'm going to call this sample doc, and then you can type a paper. And then when you close, the auto save, so when you close it out, you can see it's here. And let's say you make a folder for each of your classes, you can move that to your English folder, for example, then open that up and see all of your English papers. So you should never lose anything. You have unlimited storage. I don't care what you store on here. If you have video files, or it doesn't matter. You have unlimited storage, so wear it out. You can also download a little app that will connect to, like if you have a PC or a Mac, it'll connect to your hard drive, and when you save things on your computer in the Google Drive, it'll automatically upload them. So that's also good, and it works the other way. If you created something in Google Drive here, it's gonna download it here. So that's kind of cool. All right, so going back to the website, if you click on Canvas, and you should write down these URLs, by the way. Canvas is where your courses are located. It's tops.instructure.com. You don't have to click the link. You can just type that in. You can see it up here. And this is the first screen that you're going to come to. Well, let me go ahead and log out. That way I can log back in and show you so that's what the first screen looks like. And you're going to type in your username and password. And so it brings you to this dashboard where it'll have all of your assignments, or all of your classes. It'll have an additional class called lunch. And if you only have 3 classes, you'll have another one called MOOC, and you'll also have one called service. So anyway, so you go in here, and like your tendency probably will be to look at your to-do list and start clicking on stuff. But really what you should do is go into each individual class. For example, we'll go into English 1. That's Miss Eubanks' class. And every class opens up to the syllabus. And the syllabus has information about the class, ways to contact the teacher, what the teacher's office hours are, some guidelines for the class. So you should read that page, and then at the very bottom it has like every assignment that has been assigned to this point. And you can see when the due dates are. On the left here, and our due dates are every Friday. The first 2 weeks of school, we don't give a due date the first Friday. We wait until the second Friday and start our due dates from there. So what you should do when you go into every class is then click on, if you've read the syllabus and everything, you click on modules. And at the very top of every class, it's going to have some information on how to do things in Canvas. You need to update your profile, your notification preferences. You just need to know all of that stuff. And, like in Miss Eubanks' class, she has how to complete a module. So you'll click on there and read all of that information, and then you'll go next. And it's got information about English 1. Now, if you want to go back here, then you can just follow the breadcrumbs and click on, or you can just click on modules. And you can see here that we have viewed how to complete a module about English 1. And so most classes will make you go in order this way. To tell if something is an assignment you have to turn in, you'll see that it has a due date and points, and it'll say submit it for the way to turn it in. And if you've late on an assignment, it'll tell you that there. But that's what you need to do in each class. When you're ready to work on another class, you go back to dashboard. And then let's click on math, for example. Same deal. You open up to the syllabus, you've got contact information, you've got office hours, you've got a syllabus that, explains everything. And then what do? The answer is you click on modules. And so you can go into the first module and you'll see Mr. Lamy for the first week, and this is, a fall class, so I'm not showing you a spring class. You've got 6 items to turn in, but you need to go through the module in order from top to bottom. And so Mr. Lamy has a video posted, and so you will watch Mr. Lamy's video in its entirety, and you can see that it's like 12 minutes long. You might want to even take notes for these videos. That way you make sure you know everything. Then you click next. Every class will have a suggested pacing guide, and this is basically to tell you, hey, if I were you, this is how I would go through this module. And that can be very helpful, especially for new students who are just figuring this out. If you've never done this before, you don't know what it's like. So like in the beginning, follow the suggested pacing guide. That way you're sure to get everything done in time. So let's say you do an assignment. Let's say you did this introduction to, That's not letting me look at the assignment. Oh, hang on. Let me go to another one. Let's do art. A lot of teachers, if they say you can't turn in work like more than 2 weeks late, then they'll go ahead and close the assignment. So let's see if we can look at this one. This is art. And so here's an intro. And then we go here. And this is a discussion. So to respond to the discussion, you would click reply. And I don't want Miss Fine to think that she has some student she's never heard of and needs to grade it. And click next. Why are you taking art? Oh, I can see once you contribute to the discussion, you can see all of the discussions. But let's go to next. All right. So why are you taking art? So if you've done, you do the assignment, and again you can go to Google Drive and alright, so I've got this assignment and I didn't title it. I'm going to move it over to art folder. And so then if I go to submit the assignment, I can do a text entry, I can do a Google Doc, and so to do that I have to give it access, and that's what you'll have to do at the first of the year. And so I'm just going to let it do that. So then I can go into art, go to untitled document, and submit the assignment. You can also download that, find the file in your hard drive. I wonder if it's already, no, I was on a different Google Drive. But I can find the file and click here and upload it. I like just working in Google Docs. I think it's a lot easier. You never lose anything. So then I go submit the assignment. So then it talks to Google Docs and then uploads the assignment, and you can see here it's turned in. So that's how you do that. Let's go back to modules. So as you can tell, look here. I've viewed the first page, I've submitted the first assignment, and then I need to scroll down because there's more stuff to do. And I can't get to this module until I've completed this one. So I'm going to go to any questions. And, if I have a question, then I go down, hit post reply, and I've replied to the discussion. So I go back to modules. And now that I've completed this first module, look, it says complete all items checked. Now I can go to the next one. And most classes, admittedly, are set up basically one module a week, but it may be a little bit different the first 2 weeks since our due date is 2 weeks out. So read that, take some notes, go to next, look at that link, go to next. Then we have a discussion. What is art? And these discussions are graded, by the way. They're not just optional. So let's look and see where we are so far in this module. So you can see that I viewed the first thing. I've contributed to the discussion. Then I've got 2 more assignments to do. So that's how this works. I mean, that's how you complete your work for the week. Again, you can go to dashboard. And what you'll notice, the good thing about The to-do list over here is if you have anything there that's due the upcoming Friday, you'll know that you haven't done it yet, and then you can go into the class. So let's say I click on one of these, and these are like due in November, but and it might not even let me view them because they are. This is in physical science. So I can just click on the assignment and it will bring me there. And let's say I didn't, okay, I don't know any of this stuff because I didn't look at any of the teaching material. I can scroll down and find that assignment and click on what I need to click on to open it up. So that's basically how you use it. Again, it's a good integration of Google Docs and Gmail with Canvas, where your courses are. Again, if you already have Microsoft Word and that's what you're comfortable using, go ahead and use it. But make sure you can upload like all your work here. Like for example, let's say you do a. Let me bring one up here. Okay, here's some gobbledygook, and let's say I save it. Oh, sorry. So let's say I save this file on my computer somewhere. I'm just going to save it under Documents. Well, what I can do then in Google Drive is go File, Upload, and I save that under Documents, and I can just start typing it in. Hit Open, and you can see down here it's uploading this item. And let's say that was an Algebra 2 assignment. I just move it to that folder, and we're good. And you want to keep this stuff tidy. I mean, you can move this over to that folder. Let's say this is an art presentation. And that way you've just got your folders. What was the other class I had? Physical Science. So I can just go to New Folder in Physical Science. I expect you to play with the software and learn it. I don't expect, there's like a million tutorials on how to use Google Drive, on how to use Gmail. I shouldn't have to provide you with specific training for that because it's already out there on the internet. I'm happy to help, and I'm happy to sit with you and help you learn all this stuff. But my expectation is that you try to get figured out on your own before you ask me for help. And that's not trying to be mean. It's just you will learn it better if you learn it on your own than if somebody holds your hand through it. So that's our orientation for now. So let's talk about some policies and things. First of all, if you have, let's go back to the home page. If you have 3 classes instead of 4, then you're going to be required to do something called a MOOC. And a MOOC is a massively open online course. The reason we do these is because students are supposed to be taking 4 classes. Sometimes students take 3 instead of 4. If it fits into their schedule, that allows them to focus on the 3 classes more. But I still want you learning something. So let's look at some of the different, and you're not taking a MOOC for credit. It's just a requirement for our school. And so you don't have to worry about a grade. You just have to worry about learning. Look at some of the stuff people have taken. Mini-Med School, Foundations of Psychology, How Writers Write Fiction. It can be whatever you want. Pretty much, if you want to learn it, there's probably a MOOC of it out there. But you have to go out there and find it. There's a place here for helping you find MOOCs. And then there's a place to enter those in Canvas. So that's how that works. You might have saw a link for service on here. And this is our service learning. You have to do 25 hours a year. If you start with us in the spring semester, we lessen that to 15. So you only have to do 15 hours a semester if you're just starting with us, which means you're watching this video. But we have a Facebook page about it. Miss Eubanks runs our service learning program. Here's a list of agencies where students are serving, and so you can kind of see, Boys and Girls Club, Humane Society, Botanical Gardens, some different churches, some different libraries, a history museum, and that sort of thing. So you can, you have a lot of different options available for you can do your service hours. But we want you out in your community, helping your community. That's something that we want you to learn. All right, so let's talk about policies. And let me explain to you how the attendance policy works. All right, so each week, each class that you're in will post weekly attendance requirements on the page. In the modules, it will say, you need to do this work for attendance. My expectation is that you have perfect attendance every single week. That's not unreasonable. That's not impossible. That's the bare minimum expectation. So the way you get absences, let's say you have 5 assignments for one class, you only turn in 4, you're going to have 1 absence. If you only turn in 3, you're going to have 2. And it's not always going to be like a 1-to-1. Like, you're not always going to have 5 assignments. Sometimes you'll have 3, and 2 are worth 1 day, and 1 is worth 3. So it's going to end up being 5 days every week of potential absences. When you reach 5 absences, a letter will be sent home, talking about truancy, telling you that once you get more absences, then you could be summoned to court in Bristol. So a letter will be sent home, and at 5 absences, we'll also have a conference with you. We'll also put an intervention plan in place. An intervention plan is usually basically telling you, we have suggested that you do TOPS this way. You have chosen to do it that way. You're missing a lot of work. So we are going to require you to do certain things, such as meet teachers during their office hours, start your work on Monday, that sort of thing. Once you get to 10, we're going to have another conference and basically give you more interventions and see if the ones that we've been giving you have worked. If you haven't been doing the ones that we've been giving you, then we pretty much talk about whether you should be at TOPS or not. We also warn you at 10 absences, if you get 5 more, then you will lose your driver's license. You'll be asked to leave TOPS. That if you don't enroll into another school within 5 business days, we'll refer you to court for truancy, and we will refer you to DCS for educational neglect. Now, that all sounds really strict, and it is, but that's because if you get 15 unexcused absences, that means there is 3 entire weeks of work that you have not done. It also means you have not contacted our office to tell us what's going on. That also means you've basically sat at home and done nothing. And so we just can't allow that. We can't have an online school full of people like sitting at home playing Xbox. So we have to be strict about these things. It's very rare for somebody to get up to 15 absences, but it happens, and they are forced to leave. And if they don't leave, then we have to do what the law requires, which is send them to court and report them to DCS. It's basically like you just didn't enroll in school. The other part to discipline is academic integrity. Now, this is basically plagiarism or cheating. Most of our classes use Turnitin.com. What Turnitin does is compare your paper to a database of papers around the world. Pretty much any school paper that's been written, and it will tell us whether you have cheated or not, basically. And it is very reliable. It is, colleges use it, high schools use it. I mean, there's no, like, if it says you've copied your entire paper, then you've copied your entire paper. There's just no way around it. So we use that. We keep a database of our own for academic integrity. And basically, here's how this works. If you copy a paper or if you cheat off another student, then or if you do something that we call frosting, which is you turn in a blank assignment because you think your teacher is just going to look at that it's turned in and give you attendance credit for it, and then we click on it and it's blank. If you do any of those, you have three chances. Your first offense, you get a 0 on the assignment. We talk to your parents about it. The second offense, you get a 0 again. We talk to your parents about it. And we basically make you sign a paper that says, if I do this again, I'm leaving school. And then on the third offense, you get a 0 and you are removed. You have to go back to brick and mortar. And then the same things, or wherever you go, but the same things apply to the 15 and excused absences. If you're caught cheating 3 times, you're told to go to a different school. If you don't do that within 5 days, then you're reported to court for not only for truancy but also for cheating, which is a form of fraud, and also to DCS for educational neglect because you're not attending a school currently. And again, that sounds very harsh, but it has to be. We have to be able to trust that the work that our students are doing is doing the work that our students is doing. Our students are doing work. The work that our students are doing is, their own work, that they're not cheating, that they're not copying off one another, because, our mission is for you to learn all of this stuff, and you're not going to learn all of it if you're copying. So that's the sort of the attendance deal. Now, I don't want to, and plagiarism, I don't want to leave on a negative note, so I do want you to know we have a lot of positive things. We have a lot of clubs at school that you can join. Some are more active than other, but we've got, things like student council, music club, geek club, all of those things that you can join. We have a prom coming up in April. We have, a graduation service that you can attend. So we have a lot of different things. So really, if you're going to be successful, kids, you have to get involved. And that means participate in discussions, get to know people, all of that stuff. And that will help you be successful in our school. I'm available pretty much when I'm awake through email, so email me anytime. Our office hours for the office are 7:30 to 4:30 Monday through Friday, and that's how you can get in touch with us. But I hope this wraps up the orientation. If you have any questions, please let me know.